Welcome everyone to the Armageddon game between Samay Raina and Tracy Alison. A handshake here, both have 10 minutes and off we go. No increment until move 40 and then a 5-second increment. You can see both of them playing quickly. Tracy brings both of her knights out. Whoever wins this goes to the semifinals. Whoever loses this is knocked out. A draw would mean Samay goes through because he has the black pieces. Bishop b5 played. And now knight jumps into d4. A very interesting opening played by both the players. And bishop e2. Generally they prefer to play the bishop back to d3 or c4 maybe. e2. Now Samay can actually capture this bishop at the right time. He pushes his pawn to d5. And now a very good way for Tracy to play is to take, give a check and then another check. And she's better as the d5 pawn is hanging. But instead she castles. And that gives Samay an opportunity to take on e2 and push the pawn to d4. He takes on f3. Not a bad move. But now Tracy gets her bishop to f3. And Samay gains space with d4. It's interesting how Samay is gaining a lot of space. And knight b5, I'm a bit skeptical about this move because the knight could have gone to e2 or b1. But knight b5, a6, the knight goes to a3. And Samay gains even more space. He wants to take away the c4 square from the knight. Both the players have played excellently until this point. Pawn to e5, attacking the rook in the corner. Rook b8 played. And now Tracy goes pawn to d3. She opens up her bishop on this diagonal and Samay pushes the pawn to c4. This is now not a good move. This gives Tracy an advantage because if she takes the pawn, I'm pretty sure Samay wants to take on a3 and spoil the structure, but that does not help him because it leaves white with an unopposed dark squared bishop. Take on a3. B takes c4 and now a very good move is a4 with the idea of bishop a3 and the bishop would be incredibly strong on this diagonal. Instead, Tracy plays rook e1 and Samay can now bring his knight to e7. Yes, this is what he does. Knight to e7. The knight would sit well on the f5 square. Tracy brings the bishop to g5, h6, pushing it away. Bishop h4 and Samay pushes g5. He's never been averse to pushing his pawns. Never afraid. And now knight to f5. He plays the knight there. It's a complex position. Rook e4 played by Tracy, trying to attack here, but she misses that the pawn on d4 is defended. Bishop b7 instead of rook e4, maybe bishop e4 made more sense. Now the rook comes back. And this tempo which Tracy lost gives Samay really a huge advantage. Bishop to h5, avoiding the trade of bishops. And Samay says, well, cheekily, I'm threatening a mate in one. Bishop comes back. And Samay is like, draw? I offer a draw. And the thing is, Tracy cannot take a draw. Queen to c5. She goes rook to b1, putting pressure down the b file. And now bishop to d5 played by Samay. Not a bad move. Until now, Samay has played this really well. I mean, after this move, oh, and he puts his hand inside his shirt. There's a story behind it. In the previous game, Samay played a move with both his hands and the arbiter gave it as a penalty for not adhering to the rules of chess where you have to play with one hand and press the clock with one hand. So now he just puts his one hand away. a5. Rook b1. And d3 played. The pawn starts rolling ahead. Pawn takes pawn and you can take it with the pawn. It's a powerful pawn here, but instead Samay takes with the queen. This actually spoils the position a bit, but not too much. and Tracy blunders big time by leaving the rook hanging. Rook takes, queen takes is not just a rook up, but it's checkmate. Samay, who just needs a draw, I think does not see it. He takes on g3. Will Tracy get an additional opportunity here? Well, she has to take back. H takes g3. And now the queen comes back to g6 and Tracy has a chance if she trades. But then she comes back and keeps this hanging. And Samay, well, he goes for the rook. This just shows the amount of pressure that is there at the moment. He pushes his pawn to c3. And the game can go in any direction. Even though Samay has been totally winning, last couple of moves haven't been accurate. He's going for the pawn to go further up ahead. c2 played. It's a good move. Samay has 3 minutes 20 seconds. Tracy has 3 minutes 55 seconds. 40 moves. Ooh, she plays f3. But now just rook b1 entering in. After 40 moves, you get 5-second increment per move. But right now, it's move 31. 9 more moves to go. She plays her queen to a4, attacking the pawn on c2. But the pawn is not hanging because I can simply take and then the rook on e1 is hanging. So Samay comes in with the queen. And now it's a good move. Tracy blunders with queen takes c2. But yeah, the rook was hanging all this while on b1. Now finally Samay gets the rook. Rook takes e1. And well, Tracy can resign here. Samay goes rook b1. Rook to c5. He gets his rook to b8. And Tracy tries to make a square for the king on g3. Samay swoops the rook in. King g3. The rook goes to g1. He's doing it well here. Brings his hand out. Now he knows that he's going to win this. Rook takes g2. King f3. And another check. And now finally, pawn takes pawn. If the king goes to h3 or h4, rook h2 is a checkmate. And this is game over. Tracy resigns. Samay scores the win and goes through to the semifinals to face Prakhar. As the arbiter shows, rook takes b1. And what a game this was. What a match. And well played by both of them. It's brilliant.
Oh, I
It's
loved
the best
it.
game,
It was
chess.
too fun. Too good.
समोसा है क्या भाई?